welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and today I'm taking a super fast look at the first, well, part of the first wave of the Transformers Rise of the Beasts Beast Battlemaster toys. These are small Legends class figures that essentially take the same place as Battlemasters from War for Cybertron, portraying characters from the Rise of the Beasts movie, or random Skullcruncher here, who has been in the toy line enough that I'm really curious if we were supposed to get a Skullcruncher in the movie at some point. Obviously, this is not the full first wave. I'm missing Cheetor. I've been looking everywhere. It's been my biggest complaint about the Rise of the Beast toy line has been trying to get my hands on some of these toys to play with. But I was super excited when I found these guys. I'm hopping on a plane this weekend to go to California for a week. But I managed to get these guys, so I wanted to shoot a video with them before I left. And they are pretty adorable. I want to start with Skullcruncher because I love crocodiles and alligators. I like the color choices here. Obviously, he's not all the same color. It's a lot of like dark green plastic and light green plastic. But I think it helps accentuate his little robot bits pretty well. My biggest complaint is just I do wish this was a hollow tail. So that this peg could have been on a cylinder joint that it could have folded in. I think I would have really preferred to be able to have a much cleaner alligator mode. He does have nicely picked out red eyes, which are very cute. He does open up his little mouth. There's no paint on the inside of the mouth. But yeah, I think overall at like the Battlemaster price point, this is a cute little animal. The other one I have to look at is much more extensively painted in this mode. Rhinox here, I love again the fake faux like armor plating here. The silver details really pick things up. My biggest complaint is that for whatever reason we've got this lifeless gray plastic once again on his legs, but we do have a lovely head and a little, you just barely make it out, but a little yellow greenish eye picked out there. His horns are picked out in silver, as well as parts of his face. I do like that a lot. They do have some articulation. Skullcruncher, you can, put his legs back as if he's kind of swimming on the floor of a lake or a swamp. You can open up his mouth, which is cute. He just looks adorable all around. Rhinox, in terms of meaningful articulation, there really isn't any. The head doesn't move. The legs can fold in. You can kind of twist them and put them in a position as if he's kind of running, but then it does give him some really goofy feet position to get advantage of those ball joints. I'm really curious why the ball joints were cut in this direction, when if they had been cut 90 degrees to this direction, they would have provided useful articulation in this mode. Like, for example, if you rotate this cut so that while the foot's still positioned this way, the leg can go back and forth. That'd be helpful. This cut, I guess if he's charging, you'd want to go forward and back. Yeah, that's an interesting decision. A bit of a disappointment there, but they are some pretty cute and tiny animals. The obvious thing to compare these to is an existing Battlemaster. So here we've got one of the old War for Cybertron Animal Battlemasters, and you can see these are actually bigger than the older Battlemasters. If I remember correctly, these went for like $8, and these guys are for 10. You do get a little bit more plastic for your money there. It's a little tough, I think, to justify a $10 price point for something this small these days, especially with the cost of everything going up. You've got choices on what you want to spend your money on. But for me, I really like animal transformers, and I like weaponizers and Battlemasters. So for me, I was very excited to pick them up. They do transform very simply. Skullcruncher here, we're just going to take his head and we're going to flip it around. Turns into a gun. Then we can take his tail, and there is a single slot and a tab that his tail goes into. Then we can fold up his little legs like so, and there he becomes pretty much a hand cannon type blaster, which does have a 5mm port, so you can, if you want, have it blasting off with a blast effect. Rhinox, very different transformation, which I do really appreciate. We're going to split him open like so, fold the pieces around like so. Then there's a peg and a port here, closing each half up. and then bringing in his feet, just getting them kind of out of the way. They don't really lock anywhere, but they can kind of lock against each other. And again, we have a gray peg. I do like that there's a notch in this peg. It means it's really easy to get it out with your fingernail. I do appreciate that. And we have a big silver painted barrel, which again, this barrel does not, unfortunately, take any sort of effect piece, but it does look really, really nice. I do appreciate the look of this weapon. You can remove this barrel, which was interesting. This is not like super securely placed in. It's secure enough that you're not going to knock it out by accident. But I was surprised by that. But when you remove it, it's a very unique connection. I was kind of expecting, if it's removable, for it to use a peg and a 5mm port, so you can put an effect there. But they still do look pretty nice next to each other. Now, as I mentioned, I don't have a ton of Rise of the Beasts figures yet. So I guess I'm going to use Cheetor here. He's my only maximal, my only good guy right now. So he is going to hold all the weapons. So, you know, here is the set together. Obviously, I want Cheetor to hold Cheetor, but here he is holding Skullcruncher. I do like the look of it. It is a real shame that Cheetor's elbow joint isn't strong enough to hold up the toy that is compatible with him. And obviously this is a Studio Series figure, and this is a Rise of the Beast mainline figure. But, you know, you'd think the Studio Series figure would have enough QA stuff that it could hold up a standard mainline figure. They are, like, nice and chunky and heavy, but I think that means that they will, you know, weak joints will not be able to hold them up. Now, his other joint seems to be holding up Rhinox just fine. And that's kind of how they look in hand on a Voyager figure. I do really, really like the look. I don't think Skullcruncher's like super heavy. I think it's just the fault of this toy. Now, if we put a sword in his hand, kind of how they look together. Again, it's a very different mishmash of styles here. But I like Battlemasters. I love that these are more unique Battlemasters with unique transformations, unique alt modes. I dig it. I think this is probably the, you know, aside from Rise of the Beasts Studio Series Scourge, this is the thing I was most excited about to see in the main line. I'm planning on getting all of them. As soon as I can find Cheetor, I'm going to get him. I'm going to get the Wave 2 ones. All these little guys I'm really excited to get in hand. I think they're great little toys. They're nicely painted. They've got unique transformations. I think out of the two, my favorite is Skullcruncher. Maybe it's just because he can work well with the effect pieces, but I think it's a really cool looking gun. Yeah, great little figures all around. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get anything like this in the movie. I wonder, I guess it was never going to be the case because the beasts, the Maximals are the same size as the Autobots, but I wonder if at any point there was a discussion of like, oh, maybe should we make the Maximals like smaller? And they'll still be bigger than humans, but they'll be smaller than the Autobots. And if so, do they turn into weapons? And they were like, no, that wouldn't be as interesting as having them turn into robots that move around and stuff. But still, the coolest little thing to come out of the Rise of the Beast toy line that I've been able to experience. Great little toys, easy recommendation. And we're going to go to the winner of last week's giveaway.
All right, it is time to announce the winner of Transformers Generations Legacy Evolution Twincast. I was actually surprised by how many entries we got for this one. But I guess people are looking for a Twincast toy. We had 34 entries. Here are all the comments over on the left. If your comment was an entry into the giveaway, I gave it a little heart to keep track, just like normal. Over here on the right are all the people who entered. And we're going to pick a random one between 1 and 34. Oh. Number 12. Number 12, I think, is a new winner. Oh, that's Phoenix 13. Number 12 is the Skeleton 3109. That is... Oh, I guess that username looks familiar. I guess I don't remember if the Skeleton has won before. But the username looks different, even if the icon looks similar. But yeah, congratulations, the Skeleton 3109. You can hit me up on the different social media. As of the announcement of this, I am just about to board a plane to California. I'm going to be gone for a week, so there will be a 1 week delay in shipping this out to you, but you can still hit me up on Discord or wherever to make sure I've got your shipping information. And then when I come back to Cincinnati, I'll get them shipped out to you. Awesome. I think with how short today's video was, this is the end of the video. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll catch you all next week. Bye.